So, where do we start? Where do you want us to start? How was your 2025 in terms of trading? I think we spoke about that on our masterclass now when we met in Cape Town. Yeah, we spoke about how was your
Yeah,
2025. You were saying that you were in break even, and so have you started trading for this year?
no, I haven't started. I want to start by taking a prop.
You want to start with the prop firm?
Yeah,
Okay, so prop firms, so because you did ask me if what would I think of the prop firms? So that's something that I'm also looking into doing this year, right? But my plan for 2026, right? I'm just gonna like give you, I'm gonna show you the template, but then you can customize it on your way on how you want to achieve this, right? So my plan for 2026 is this. For example, let's say Q1, right? Q1 is quarterly one, right? So we need to have a plan. And then obviously it's gonna be Q2, right? And then obviously we're gonna have Q3. Ah, obviously we're gonna have Q3, and then we're gonna have Q4, right? So I main focus first on Q1, which is gonna be from Jan, which is now, right? From Jan until March, right? Until March, from Jan until March, 3 months, right? And excuse me for my handwriting there. So from Jan until March, right? So my plan is I first want to trade live, right? Trade live for the first 3 months,
okay,
right? Trade live for the first 3 months. And then secondly, what I want to focus on is I want to focus on having a target, right? So let's say for someone that's working, I would always advise them to try to make their own salary just for the first quarter, right? We just want to see if you can make your own salary
okay,
from the first
yeah,
quarter, and then we will take it from there. So let's say you're earning $500 a month, right? Earning $500 a month. So that means your
yeah,
goal for Q1 is to make $500 per month. Understand? So
okay,
once you can do this, right, for the past 3 months in Q1, right, then I can consider going to Q2 and then start venturing into prop firms until June. April, May, June. Yes, 3 months until June, right? So the reason I'm saying this is because from my past experience, I've traded, I think now I'm gonna be 6 years. I'm gonna be trading for 6 years on the 7th of June, sorry, 7th of January, right? I've been trading prop firms, I think since 2020. Ever since I started jumping into prop firms instantly during that time, right? And then I wasn't profitable when I was trading prop firms, but then I learned a lot of risk management through prop firms and how to the way I'm trading now. It was I was groomed by trading prop firms because there were too many rules that I needed to follow and all of that. So it helped me become a profitable trader on a personal account because I would pass phase one, fail phase two, pass phase one, fail phase two. Trade the same account for about a month without even blowing it, right? So that's what I started realizing, like, no, man, just because I'm not passing these prop firms and getting funded doesn't mean that I can't trade, right? Then I stopped doing that. Then I started funding my own account. Then I started seeing results, starting making money, starting making money, starting making money. And it was easy for me that time because I was working. So to buy a prop firm, it was even like cheaper, right? And they were expensive back then compared to now. Now you can get a prop firm for $10. Back then you wouldn't. Like the minimum cheapest would be like $60, all right, on a discount or something like that, right? So when I started going back to my personal account, started trading personal account, then I started seeing that, okay, cool. For example, let me just do something here quickly. So let's say I would be trading a 10K account, right? Prop firm account. Target is phase one. I need to make 8%. That's
Yeah.
about $800, right? Phase two, you need to make
Yeah.
5%, right? That's about $500. That's about $500, right? You find that you do make this money on phase one. You do make this $800, right? But then you are then given an account to go to phase two, right? So now what happens is the way you made this money, it, if you can take this and go to your live account, even though when it comes to your live account, you don't have the bigger leverage to make $800 because you're not trading 10K account, that's giving you more leverage. What would happen is at least you would have made, let's say, $100 from your account. You understand?
Yeah.
And then you would have been able to withdraw that money and be able to use it on something else or buy something else, right? But now you made $800, you go to phase two. Let's say now, especially now with the new rules, because they keep on changing the rules all the time, right? So now you no longer have minimum trading days only. There's consistency rules, right? Which means your consistency score, you can't make a lot of money. Let's say if you make 1,000 Rand, $1,000 now, right? You need to make 700 less. And then from there, you need to continue making less money until the consistency score drops. That can take up to a month depending on how you trade, right? If you're someone that sometimes just hit like a bigger trades all the time, then the chances of you getting funded are going to be slim. The chances of you getting a payout are going to be slim. So that's why I say this is just one of the rules, right? And then there's another rule where you need to make at least 0.5% per day, right? For 3 days. So they call that a profitable 3 profitable days, right? Meaning that you need to make sure that you make at least 0.5%. So for example, with a 10K account, so that means 1% it will be $100. So which means 0.5% will be $50, right? So it doesn't need to be like back to back, like for let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, it doesn't need to be like that. So Monday you can make $100, and then Tuesday you lose, and then the following day you make 300, and then the third day you lose, fourth day you lose, fifth day you lose, right? Even though now you might have reached, let's say now you have about $500 on your profit, right? But then you will need the third day where you need to make that 0.5%, right? Once you make that, then you will be eligible to be moved to a next phase. Understand? So that can take minimum a week to 2 weeks for phase one, right? And then phase two, same thing, right? Those profitable days. So those rules are the rules that will play with your psychology. Because bear in mind that when you're trading your own personal account, you don't have those rules. When you're trading your own personal account, let's just move up a bit. When you trade your own personal account is you deposit, let's say $100, right? And then you make $20. It's up to you if you want to withdraw that money or not, right? Next trade, you see there's a potential on the trade, right? And you see that, okay, cool, this trade I was targeting to make $30, but now the way, let's say gold is moving, today you see an opportunity that the market will continue to push up. What do? You let it be a home runner, right? You then end up making more, you know, you then end up making more. I need to sort out my trading view. So you then end up making more instead of making the 30, right? So now you see that you are running, let's say at 70, 80 or and so on, right? That's the freedom you have on your personal account, right? But when it comes to a prop firm with a consistent score, if yesterday you made 20, today you see there's a potential to make more, it's gonna fuck up with the excuse my language, but it's gonna fuck up with the consistency score, right? And then once it does that, then it comes to your psychology now, whereby now you need to start making less and less and less and less and less and less in order to reach that consistency score, to lower down that consistency score, right? So now another example with a 3-day profitable rule, with your $100, you can make as much money as you want. Doesn't matter how much you want to make, doesn't matter how much you want to lose, right? But then with a prop firm, it will say, okay, let's say you reach a target. You reach phase one. Phase one's target is 800, right? And then you reach with it within 2 days, right? First day you make 400, and then let's say 500, and then the next day you make, let's say, $300 or 320 or something, right? So according to the rule, to the 3-day consistent rule, you haven't passed yet, right? Because you need a third day where you need to make 0.5%. Understand? So that means you still need to continue trading. So when you go to prop firms, you need to have a better plan of how you're going to approach this and be ready here mentally. Because prop firms on its own, they're not designed for you to win on their own. No. Because how they make money, they're making money from clients who are failing all the time, right? So you are getting your payout from a client that failed, not from the market, because you're trading a demo account, you know. So they will always make sure that they will make the rules and squeeze it as tight as possible to make sure that a lot of traders don't pass, so that those that pass can get a payout, so that more money can go to marketing and more people can start buying again. And then it becomes a cycle, right? So all in all, the odds are against you before you even start trading with them, you know. So the odds are against you before you even start trading with them. So that's why I say, let's go back to our example at the top. So that's why I say that I would advise, at least to one. Let me just make this bigger so that can you see clearly everything that I'm writing down?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, cool, no problem. So I would advise that Q1, right? This is my opinion. Q1, you stick on trading your live account, right? I'm gonna be doing a 100 trades challenge, the one we spoke about on the master class. I just updated the spreadsheet
Yeah,
as well. So I am gonna be sharing it. I am gonna be sharing that with you guys, so that you can start practicing, uh journaling everything, be consistent. So this year I just want everyone to be consistent on their journal. Whether you are making mistake in a trade, I want that noted down, so that whenever we do our meetups, our review, we need to fix those problems. Now, we need to stop running away from the problems that we're doing and only show the good results, if you understand what I mean. Right? Let's not come forward only when we're making money and
yeah,
winning. So let's come forward when we're struggling. Like you have 3 weeks back to back, just making mistake, over leveraging, no stop loss, no confirmations, all of that. I want that to be noted down on those journals that I'm going to be sending to everyone, so that
okay.
when we do our weekly, my goal is to do this on a weekly basis. But obviously, you know how life it is. You can plan this, but then tomorrow something happen, and then you end up getting busy. But I will try by all means that we do one Zoom session weekly, or say every second week. But I will let you guys know on Discord, right? But my main focus now is, I, I would love that everyone, you start a new year, which is Q1, trading on a personal account, right? Which this will give you confident, right? Because you are going to be making money and withdrawing at the same time. Because what we want to learn here is, you're going to be taking those trades. You channel them on 100 trades challenge. When you make money, you withdraw that money, right? I want you to withdraw that money, buy something, invest in something, right? Put it aside if you have to buy Bitcoin, crypto, whatever, not financial advice, but just do something with it, right? But it'd be nice to do something tangible with it that you can still see, right? And then once we do that, we if you can do that consistently for 3 months for Q1, then when you go to Q2, right, you are going to continue to trade your live account, right? Because the most important thing as a trader, right? I want you to be able to grow your own personal account to bigger numbers, right? That's a dream for me as well. I want to do that because at the moment I'm not able to grow an account to bigger. I just trade, withdraw everything, take a break, do whatever I want to do, come back, right? So I wanna do it more of an grow an account type of thing, right? So that's every trader's dream, where you only come trade, withdraw the profits, and then you leave, right? So now it's not easy, but it's possible, right? And then the other thing would be we want to see how many accounts one can blow, right? And obviously, if you blow, let's say 3 accounts within Q1, we will go to the 100 trades journal and then check which of those trades blew the account. You understand?
mm,
Once we get that,
yeah,
we will then know and see, okay, this is the problem that we need to fix. This is the problem we need to look into. We need to stop those things of like you blow an account, you stop, you go in YouTube, you watch what everyone is saying. Okay, I need to work on my psychology. You come back, you do the same mistakes, you go back, you watch someone else, they're talking about something else, and then you come back, you blame something else, and then you understand. So you end up not fixing the problem, but the problem is right in front of you. So in this year, I want us to make sure that we go harder on that, go hard on facing all the obstacles, all the problems. So Q1, right? You learn on you have your own target. For example, I'm going to be targeting to making my own salary that I make every month. So every month I'm targeting to make a certain amount of money that I make at work. So that means I will be doubling my salary every month, right? Is it possible? Yes. Would it happen? I don't know, right? Because I don't know the condition of the market. So would I blow an account? I don't know. It might happen, right? So, but what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be journaling every trade that I will take in, all those hundreds trade, right? And then if you're not making if you're not reaching your target every month, that's not a problem, right? That's a good thing because when we move to Q2, you are able to see that, damn, I couldn't make 500, but at least I could make 300. At least the second month I made 200. At least the third month I made 400. Then you know that you have a working strategy. Do you understand what I mean?
mm,
So now you have a working plan, right? So now you have a working plan that you can take this plan, go to Q2, and then just do the same thing again, right? Eventually, to make 500 per month, it will come. It might not come on Q1, on Q2, but Q3, by the time it comes, the, the knowledge you have gained, the confidence you have gained, the journal, everything will be so concrete. Your foundation will be so strong that your trading will never be, nothing can break you again in trading. Like you know what to do, you know what you're doing, and you know how you're making your money because you have the data, you have everything, you have the results. You understand? So that's the something that I want us to look into and focus into this year. So I would say make money consistently for the first 3 months so that when you go to prop firms, you can add that on Q2, right? And then you don't leave your
yeah,
target per month. Then when it comes to Q2, while you're trading during Q1, you're doing your own research on prop firms, right? You like let me tell you one thing about prop firms. For example, FTMO used to be from my side, used to be one of the best of the prop firms, right, in the industry. But now they've been bought by Owanda, which means new management, things change, right? Now I started seeing people who been trading prop firms like who are good in this game when it comes to prop firms are getting payout rejected from FTMO, right? People have been on the leaderboard, have been blocked, right, on the FTMO because the moment you start making more money on prop firms, they start blocking you, right? Your payout is being rejected. So you need to come with a strategy when you go to prop firms. You don't just go and be like, you know what, I want a 100K account and I want to make so much a month. It doesn't work like that because when you get there, they stop all your dreams and be like, yo, fuck you. Here, we can only pay you $200, $1,000. You can't even go more than 5K or $3K on a payout. So when you start reaching those numbers, they put you on a red alert, right? They started checking things. There's a risk team that needs to check if you didn't scalp, break the rules, and all of that. There's a lot that goes on in the back end that people don't see on the marketing side in front. So prop firms, I would say first do your research, put it aside, enjoy your live account, make money. Trading a live account will make you a trader. Trading a prop firm will make you a stress trader. Trust me, right? So Q1, you do that. Q2, you then look at into continue trading the live account. You don't stop, right? Then you can start looking into a prop firm. When you start looking into a prop firm, you start with a small account, right? Nowadays, they start with like a 2K account, $2,000 account, and then going up, right? So what you can do is you just need to take, let's say, a 5K account if you can afford it. But I will advise you to start with a 2K account. And the reason I'm saying that is because a 2K account, like for example, let's just do another examples here. So a 2K account, right? That will say 8% phase one and then 5% phase two. With a drawdown of say 5%, 8%. So the overall drawdown will be 8%, and then because they drop that as well now. So see, the rules keep on changing with the prop firm. They can change while you're still trading. And then all of a sudden you can get a payout because of the strategy that you used before they change the rules. Those things are creepy, man. And then 5% drawdown, right? So which means let's just do my maths is not very good here. So we need to take out the calculator. So we will have 2,000 times 8%. That's about 160. So in phase one, you need to make $160 in order to pass. With all the other rules, your consistency rules, your profitable day rules, and all the other rules. But your target is this amount, right? And then obviously on phase two, you need to make $100, which is gonna be 5%. Right? So, and then obviously you need to follow those same rules again, your minimum trading days, your consistency rules, and all of that. Right? So once you pass, you get this. Then at least, because remember with the prop firm, you're not trading a 2K account, you are trading your maximum drawdown. How much they allow you to risk. That's the amount you're trading. So if they say now with a 2K account, you're supposed to be your maximum is it's 8%. Maximum loss. That means your whole account on its own is how much? Is $160. You're not trading a 200 to a 2000K account. You are trading a 160 account, $160 account. You're right. With the leverage. So you can deposit the same amount, right? Go on your personal account, increase the leverage on a broker, make the same money that you will be making on this profile. Right? Here, you can make the same amount you want to make, right? But then you will need to also wait for 2 weeks to get your payout. They first, before you even get your payout, they first need to check if you traded the correct way. Understand? This is stress on its own, right? So if you're trading a bigger account, that's where now it becomes beneficial, right? But then you need to start building this slowly. Start slowly, just test the profile. Let them get to know your trading style so that by the time you buy a 10K account, 20K account, 50K account, you can say, but you guys have been giving me payouts for the past 2 months, 3 months. You understand? So then that's where they will become then this is where they will expose themselves to say, mm, but as long as you don't change your trading strategy and you've been channeling all those trades on 100 trades challenge. Hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, making sense.
You understand?
Because
So
I saw a
yeah,
I saw a I saw a one-step one-step challenge on Marvin for $15. It was a
yeah.
2K account. Then the daily drawdown is 3% and total drawdown is 5%.
Yeah, so one thing with with one step, you see the rules change. So you will find that your normal, okay, let's just go up a bit. Yeah, there we go. So you will find that with your normal challenge, right? The drawdown, your daily drawdown will be 5% and your maximum will be 8. And then with one step, your daily drawdown will be 3%, which means now they're squeezing your because remember, you only need to pass one phase in order to get funded. So they're squeezing your risk so that it's easy for you to lose the account. So it needs someone that knows how to trade and very disciplined in order not to break those rules. And then you said the maximum is how much? Is it 6% or 5%?
5%.
5%, right? So now let's make it make sense. I like to use the smallest account because that's what most of the people, especially in South Africa, can start with, and that's what I always recommend to start with because it allows you to test the platform. So let's say times three, it's about $60, right? Which means on a daily, you are allowed to lose $60, but your maximum is $100, which means if you are gonna be trading gold, I will advise not to trade gold with these rules, right? So I would advise maybe to trade Forex pairs because that's where you're gonna be able to take advantage of this. So the Forex pair with the Euro USD, you can risk $30 on one trade per day. You understand on that? So risk $30 per day on a trade to target, let's say sorry, to target whatever you're gonna be targeting, but at least minimum target the amount that you are risking. Right? And then with the maximum, obviously maximum loss is how much is $100. And then you find that the target it's 10%, which is going to be $200 of that account. So you have a small room to play with and your target widens, right? So, but once you get funded, then it becomes now depending now, do they have a consistent, because each challenge has its own rules, right? Instant has way crazy rules. And then one step also like has some of the rules that are similar to instant, and then two step is the one that has like slightly soft rules, right? So with one step, once you get funded, you need to understand what are their trading rules, because normally they will just give you, when you go to their page, they give you the daily drawdown, maximum drawdown, target, and leverage, and consistency score, and that's it. You find that when you start, because I used to trade with Marvin Trading, now they change their rules as well. Because I used to get funded with like between, let's say, you can get funded within a day. You pass phase one, they give phase two, you pass phase two, you get funded, and then you trade. But now they've changed that you need to have at least 3 profitable days, which means that now you need to make that 0.5% for 3 days, right? For each phase and on the funded stage. That alone now it annoys you as a trader because now if you catch an opportunity, let's say you're risking $30 and you see that it's gonna push, you can hold the trade until it hits your target, right? But then now, even though it hits your target, you still got 3 days to make 0.5% of a profit for that account. You know, so those are some of the rules. So once you are on the funded stage, I know that you can't open a position on your losing side for more than 4 positions. You can add also you need to double check after our margin, the margin size you can use. You need to also check the lot size if they have, because I know some of the platform do have, but then they don't have those rules on the lower accounts. They will always have them on the bigger accounts where they limit you to use only one standard lot and nothing else. You can't go above that. So so you need to also check that. Two step will have a no, one step will have a tighter rules compared to one step. So I would advise you try to kind of like, that's why I say spend the first 3 months doing those research while you making money on your live account. That will help you a lot,
Okay.
because it will also help you, because with prop firms, you need to separate money to invest in those prop firms. Because remember, the money you make on phase one, you will not get it, right? The money you make on phase two, you will not get it. You will need to make it on phase three to get a payout, right? And then on that payout, you will get it after 2 weeks of making it. So let's say, no, it will depend on the first day that you execute. Then you'll have to wait for 2 weeks, right? So build your capital on your live account, save money on the side. So how much is the one step? $15.
Is $15 for a 2000 account.
Yeah, for one step, ne?
Yeah,
Okay, so that means now at least have about, because let's say roughly it will take you about 2 weeks to get funded, and then plus 2 weeks to get a payout, which means that's a month to get your money out, right? That's 1 month of trading. So I'll advise that at least you get about let's say 15 times 4 kind of 5, right? That's about $75, or let's make it $100, right? $100 you divide by 15, you get about roughly 6 to 5 accounts of a pro firm that you can purchase. So meaning that you pass one account, right? While you pass that one account, what you do is once you get on the funded stage, that account does what? You make some profits, and then you leave trading that account, you start a new challenge, right? Once that is happening, what you do is you pass that account, right? And then once you pass this account, you get funded. Then while this is waiting for a payout, you are trading this account, right? And then you repeat the same cycle over and over. But then you start, the more you start getting a payout, you diversify your portfolio. You go to different prop firms. You check another prop firm that is going to give you similar rules or slightly something that's going to be better, right? And then you invest in that, you repeat the same cycle again, right? But the way to make money from prop firms, it will be trading small accounts. So it will be trading. I know from people that are in the different countries, especially like in Europe and the US, like the amount of money like $200 and to them is nothing. But to us in South Africa, bro, like that's about a lot, right? To some, it's like a minimum wage in South Africa. So if you can have multiple accounts, right? You start with a 2K account, you get funded, you do five. Because that's what I did. I started with a 2K account, then I went with 5K account. Then I'm stuck with 5K accounts because now it allows me to withdraw your $300, $500, $200, $100, $200. Those are those minimum accounts. So with that, a prop firm will not block you, right? They will not have an issue with you, right? Until they start seeing the total payout of how much they've paid you, then it will become a problem. By then, you go to your next portfolio, which is another prop firm. You do the same thing. You build this capital, you build this. While you're building this capital, which is why it's very important to learn how to trade your own account, right? You come back to the same plan. Always, every payout you get, reinvest, reinvest, reinvest. But most importantly, at the end of the day, you need to be trading your own live account so that you have full control of what you want to do on how you want to trade. Like sometimes with news are high risky, but we as traders love risk, right? So if you there are times I'll be like, you know what, it's FMC tonight. I want to take advantage of that. But you can't do the prop firm, you know. So that you can do with your personal account, right? Yeah. So we have 2 minutes left now. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop this recording and then we will then look into at the charts. I'm gonna send you another link. Yeah,
okay.
sure. Cheers, man. You just stop this.